SOI training. So first topic, first way to generate business with your sphere of influence is family and friends. So you want to talk
Yes.
about that,
So
Torin? What did you do when you first got licensed?
so when I first got licensed, my biggest thing was I needed to make sure I reached out to all my friends and family, made sure that they knew that I was in the real estate business, and I was a newbie at the time, but I was ready to go and I could help out in any way, shape, or form. I have a pretty big family. I also have a ton of friends. So when I first got into it, my very first property that I sold was a good friend of mine, and then basically kind of snowballed from there. Got some buyers involved too, and just basically I just grew my business that way, just kind of basically like a word of mouth, you know. So the biggest thing that I would take out of it is make sure people know that you're in real estate and that you're there to help them, you know, when it comes to anything, if it's leasing, selling, buying, whatever it is, you know. So get on your phone. If you don't like making phone calls, send out text messages, you know, constantly just update them with the new, you know, interest rates, things like that. So I'm just constantly doing that, and it's definitely helped me out a ton. So that's number one. Friends and family, get on your phone, start making those calls, even talk to people on Facebook or anything like that you maybe went to school with, you know,
Okay.
your ex coworkers, things like that.
Okay. And guys, just keep in mind what you don't want to happen is you hear from your cousin or your uncle that they just freaking bought a house and they had no idea you were a real estate agent. That's why it's important to let all your friends and family know. I mean, you don't have to just call them and ask for business. Just call them and say, "Hey, how are you? How's work? What do you do for work again?" And then they'll always ask, "Well, what about you? How are you?" And then you say, "Oh, actually, I just got my real estate license. You know, can I help you buy, can I help you with anything, or do you know anyone I can help?" That's important. You got to ask. You got to say, "Do you know anyone I can help?" And then just don't say anything because they'll basically be your employees. They'll promote you to their friends and family. They have 100 people that you don't even know, you've never met. So get people to work for you, and that's what Torin did when he first got his license. That's what I did, because I don't want to get that call, from an uncle or a grandma. "Oh, I had no idea you had your license," and then you lose business. Okay, so number one. Number two, brand yourself. Torin, you can go into that. How do you brand yourself?
De- Definitely brand yourself. Easiest things. I would say honestly, make a couple shirts, buy some cheap shirts, put realtor on them, put logo on them, make a hat, you know, wear it around, you know, let people know what you do, you know. I do it a lot at events and things like that. When I go out in Ukaipa and go to farmers markets, things like that, I always have a shirt on, a hat on, stating that, hey, I'm a realtor, I'm here to help you, you know. And if you and it actually sparks up conversation a lot of times. So I would always say brand yourself, even if you're going to the gym, anything like that, man. Just put something on to show that you are in the real estate business.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, I have a car magnet. You have to be careful with that. If you drive like a jerk, you'll get a bad review on Yelp because you drive like a jerk. So if you drive like a grandma like me, get a car magnet, get a hat. I ordered like 10 shirts and a couple hats to say real estate. And every time I go to the gym, I do that. So I'm constantly promoting myself, to spark a conversation. So that's number two, brand yourself. Also, if you haven't already, make a Facebook for your business, make an Instagram
Yes.
post, make a Google business. So someone searches realtor and they live close to you, it'll put two and two together. You can use your home as a business address. You'll show up on Google Business. You show up on Google Business, you show up on Google Search. Everyone in the world uses Google to search. So put yourself out there, your brand, um, and that's that. I mean, it pretty self-explanatory. Brand yourself. It's worth the money to buy the shirts and just walk around because you only need that one deal. Imagine spending $10 for a shirt that makes you 8 grand. That's basically what it comes down to. Number three is know your neighbors. So Torin, you want to talk
Yes.
about, when you moved into your house, how it was and how it is now?
So I would say honestly, this would probably be my number one. Honestly, you have to know your neighbors. Get to know your neighbors. Get to know your neighborhood. Um, I've calculated because I know Gary asked me. I've done 7 deals with just my neighbors alone. Okay, so when I moved into where I live now here in Ukaipa, I did a block party so I can meet all my neighbors. Basically brought neighbors in that haven't even spoken in 10 years. So I'm the one that kind of got the ball rolling. Um, I mean, it is true that I did. I got people talking that haven't talked and that lived next door to each other for 10 plus years and didn't even know who they were. So this was a very big one for me because my neighbors, obviously, I help out. We help each other out. I tell them all the time. They know exactly what I do. I've helped out my neighbors' kids. I've helped my neighbors' cousins, grandchildren, themselves. It's a very big market, and it's so easy because you already live there by them. It's the biggest. For me, it's huge. So, and obviously, when you get a listing that's basically right next door to you, you're not going to get mad about that, right? So you don't have to go out and drive, right?
Yeah, it's great.
So that's why I was asking you about Costa Mesa. So do you live in like a community, like is it an HOA community,
Yeah, I live in
planned
a home.
community?
Yeah, I live in a home in Mesa Del Mar area. So yeah, my neighbors, I know both neighbors next door and the neighbors across the street. So yeah, that's a great one. And I let them know, I'm a real estate agent, and so yeah, they said that that's cool. And I'm starting to meet more people as I go down the street.
There you go.
So that's cool too. Get the word out.
Yeah, see, like out here, man, like for example, like a lot of people out here have golf carts, right? So we go
Yeah, same
cruising.
here. Our street is just golf carts. It's funny you say that. That's our street too.
But dude, that's the biggest thing. Like what Gary was saying, like, hey, get one of those magnets or something. You could even put it on a
Yeah.
golf cart and things like that. I don't do that on my golf cart, but I go cruising around with my daughter and my wife, and we stop and we talk to people, and dude, honestly, man, it's snowballs. People start to know who you are. Oh yeah, you're the one with the orange golf cart. Yeah, yeah, that's me. Yeah, I'm a realtor. Is there anyone that I can help, maybe assist, maybe yourself? Are you looking to move, or someone that's looking to move or buy? Like, so it's a conversation starter,
Yeah.
and that's the biggest thing. My neighbors, man, I love my neighbors, and I've got to know them over the last 6 years, dude. And like I said, seven deals with just my neighbors alone. That's
It's awesome.
it. It's nice, man. It's
Yeah,
nice.
that's
What
super
does that
cool.
So
equate to money? So 7 deals, let's say, you're making 8K a deal. So
$56,000.
yeah, so so yeah,
Yeah.
of course you're gonna know your neighbor. See, that's good. I'm guilty of that too. I don't even know who the hell my neighbors are. I know what they look like. I don't know their names, you know what I mean? And like the thing is Torrin, besides a block party and barbecues, what else can you do to get out there and meet your neighbors?
Uh, well, that was the biggest one. I mean, knock on their door, see if they need any help. A lot of times too, if like I see my neighbors that, they're lifting something heavy or they, something like that, man. Like, hey, I'm a big, strong guy, so hey, do you need me to come help you real quick? Like, I'll come. And it just kind of gets the conversation going, but
I always take my neighbors' trash cans in and out,
see,
like there's older neighbors. I take their trash in, try to talk to them, let them know. I think that's a good move. Yeah.
dude,
Also,
hey, especially what.
I was gonna say also walking your dog, right? Going for a jog. You don't necessarily have to knock on their door. You can just basically get out there, get outside, get in your neighborhood. I think what's key, what you did is you did a barbecue and you did a block party because, who doesn't like the party? You know what I mean? And then of course they're going to ask what you do for a living and you're going to meet them. They're going to love eating food. They're going to love drinking and then all they're going to remember is that Torin the realtor did this whole thing, you know?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, man,
Smart.
that's hey, you if you I don't know if Marlene, I know Marlene can't speak right now, but plant community, man, you got to get out there, get your face. I mean, let them see that face of yours, and just be like, hey, I'm a realtor. I'm here to help you guys out. No, it's seriously, man. There and Gary, I know Gary can vouch for this. It is so nice and convenient having a property that is so close to your home. Instead of having to go so far out. You know, so it's super nice.
Yeah, you could walk to
Yeah.
that listing that you sold, right? It was like down the street.
I've had one down the street. I got my next door neighbors currently right now for sale. Um, Literally, I
That's
just
so
walk. I
cool.
just walk across the lawn and boom, boom, boom. Help. It's
That's
so
cool.
convenient, man. It's nice, especially with the way gas prices are right now.
Yeah, you want to show your listing? It's across the street. You just walk over there.
Yeah,
That's so
no,
cool.
dude, it's that simple, man. It's great. It's great.
That's
And
awesome.
the thing is too, you know the community, so you're
Yeah.
not going to get stumped when a buyer's asking you questions. You
Yeah.
know
You
the
know.
answer. So
Yeah.
that's the beauty of it too. You're like, hey, I live two houses down. I could tell you this, this, this. This is Marlene over here. She's awesome. Greg over here to the right's amazing. His wife bakes cookies, during the holidays, things like that. So it's a really convenient and it's so easy because you already live in the community, so you should know your neighbors, you know. And Gary's guilty of not doing that, and he needs to do it.
Yeah, my avocados are like dropping on the floor, so I did make like 8 bags, and I'm gonna like staple my business card, and I am gonna go meet my neighbors just to give them avocados. Torin, he has chickens,
Smart.
so he gets eggs in a
Oh
little
wow.
carton, and then he puts like his business card right on it.
Yep.
So like it's like,
That's
it's just a in, you know what I mean? Like, it's almost like you need to find a way to introduce people to know that you do real estate in a non-real estate way. Does that make sense? All the best agents in the world, they have that pillar in their business that has nothing to do with real estate. Like Torin, he's just a good neighbor, and it leads to him being a good realtor. Um, so let's talk about the next point. The next point, number 4, is networking, which, in our eyes, that's talking, to other business owners and supporting them. Uh, Torin, do you have any examples of this currently?
I do. So let me ask Michael this, and I would obviously like to ask Marlene too, but I know she can't speak. Michael, do you know a lot of business owners?
A lot of business owners.
Yes,
A couple. Yeah.
contractors,
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
contractors.
a lot of coffee shop owners in a weird way. Yeah. I know a lot of people that own coffee shops.
Okay. See, for me, like my network, all my buddies, they have contracting license, contracting businesses, electrical, HVAC, drywall, painting. So what I do every Monday is I contact my friends, say, hey, how's business going, right? Is there anything that I can do to assist you? Do you have any clients that may be looking to buy or sell? And I've actually gotten 4 deals out of it, so it's more networking. It's more of a referral base too. Like I refer them out to my clients. Like if I have a house that's for sale that needs electrical or HVAC, painting, anything, I'm like, hey, I got a perfect
Yeah.
painter. This is my buddy Travis. I got a HVAC guy, my buddy Dan. So we all kind of help each other out. But you just gotta have, I would say, at least a group of 5 if you can.
Yeah.
That contractors that can make sure that you could throw business to them and they can throw business to you, you know
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Quick story on that. A real example is my friend, he just got licensed to be an electrician, and he needed help kind of growing his business. He had no online presence. I put him on Google. I advised him to make a Facebook and Instagram, a logo for his business, and post on all of those things frequently. Make a Yelp. I just kept giving him advice. I showed him how to buy ads with Google, and like kind of helped him grow his electrician business. And also, when we are in escrow, we're selling a house, and the buyer's home inspector is a jerk. He calls out every outlet in the whole place, says it needs to be replaced. I call my buddy who's an electrician. He comes in, fixes it. So I'm bringing him business constantly on the homes that I'm selling. And then he went and visited his parents one day, and the neighbor was moving all his stuff out. It's like, oh, what's going on? Oh, I'm selling. It's like, oh, really? Like I had just helped him. I had never asked him for one thing. I just wanted to help him and help him grow his business. That as soon as he found out his parents' neighbor were selling, oh, I know the best real estate agent in Riverside. His name's Gary. He's freaking amazing. He's just amazing. Like you don't need to interview anyone else. Blah blah blah. And when I got to I called the guy and I got an interview. I was the only agent he's ever interviewed. And when I was meeting with them, he was like, Austin speaks really highly of you. And I'm like thinking in my head, like, like I wasn't expecting that, but I would hope he did, because I've made Austin a lot of money in electrical business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you give to get, but also don't just give and give and give. You have to ask them. Like you have to
Yes.
say, and I know it's not a normal conversation. In a normal conversation, you don't say, "Hey, do you know anyone who's looking to buy real estate?" Like it just sounds so foreign, but the more that you say it, the easier it gets. Obviously don't say, "Hey, how you doing? Do you know anyone who wants to," you know what I mean? Like maybe say, "Hey, how you doing? How's the family? How's work? How's everything?" And then kind of end it with, "Oh, and by the way, like, do you happen to know anyone who's looking to sell or buy right now?" Like, like just really casual. You have to ask. Don't ever think, "Oh, they have my card," or whatever. You have to almost dig it out of them, and you'll make it where they'll think in their head and like, oh, my coworker, my uncle, my neighbor. So you do have to ask. um Torin does it really well. I'm starting to do it more. Just anytime you're talking to any one of your friends, like when the conversation is coming to an end, just be like, hey, by the way, I am a realtor, so if you're thinking about buying or selling, just let me know. I'd love to help you out, man. I love to. You can use like trigger words. Like I like to say, I'd love to get you a deal. Like buyers like to hear that. If it's a seller, like, I'd love to get you cash offer. And just kind of go from there. Okay, number 5. So Torrin, you kind of joined you. This is joining a club that's not in the real estate field. Kind of like what I was talking
Yeah.
about
So
earlier. Go ahead.
so all right, this is going to sound pretty funny, but it actually works. Um, so I don't know if Michael, have you ever heard of the Elks Lodge?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm an Elk member,
Oh,
right?
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one where I grew up
You
at in
alcoholics.
Orange, at the Circle. There's an elk lodge there. I've
Yeah.
always seen it. Yeah.
That's cool.
So the reason why I decided, well, first I have a lot of my neighbors. Here we go again. They're Elks members, and they kept pushing like, "Hey, man, you need to join the Elks. Come play darts with us. Come play pool, have a couple drinks, things like that." So when I joined, I was one of the youngest. I was one of the youngest guys in the Elks. Like you're talking like 50, 60, 70 to 80, 90-year-old people. Like, it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
But but those are people. Those are the baby boomers. They have the capital. They have money. They have multiple properties, things like that. So as a business aspect, you don't really. It's hard at the Elks. Like, you're not really supposed to talk business, but we kind of do talk business in a way. That's kind of frowned upon, but it's just when you're having fun, you're throwing a dart, you're having a beer or whatever. Conversation starts, right? Hey, what do you do for a living? Oh, I own my own business. Oh, what do you do? Oh, I do construction. Oh, awesome. Hey, do you have a card? Maybe I could utilize you in anything. I don't know. Do you build ADUs? I know a couple clients that may need an ADU. Oh, yeah, yeah. What do you do? I'm a real estate agent. Oh, do you have a card? Yeah, I do. Here, and then it's just a conversation starter again. It's pretty simple. I've talked to a couple guys there. I've got a couple deals out of them as well. A lot of those old timers, they got 5, 6, 7 homes, that they're renting out. They're getting up there in age. They're like, I'm getting tired of being a landlord. Like, I want to downsize. I want to get rid of 2 or 3 properties. Well, hey, I'm your guy.
Yeah.
Like, so that's what I did. Obviously, you can join a chamber of commerce. A little more harder when it comes to chamber of commerce because there's a ton of realtors in them, but definitely a good way to check out local business owners in that aspect as well. Gary, I don't know if you have any insight on that or what.
I did try to join the Chamber of Commerce for Riverside, but it's my application is just pending. Like Riverside's such a big city.
Yeah,
Maybe a chamber of commerce would be better for a small city like, like Ukaipa or Costa Mesa, but there's still a lot of realtors out there. I think the point is to join a club, you know what I mean? Like, or some sort of organization. I'm not saying like, join the Freemasons or anything like that, but you know what I mean? Like you can join a golf club. You almost have to be really creative. Like, where do people with money like go and hang out? If you can figure
golf
out that,
course.
yeah, if you can figure out that secret, you can make a lot of money too.
Yeah,
If I don't know if you play golf, Michael,
A little bit, yeah.
I am terrible at golf. But
Me too.
if you played, it doesn't matter if we're good at
Yeah,
golf or not. But join a country club. Maybe go like once a week or once a month, or and then just mention it in conversation. And the guy'd be like, "Oh, you're a real estate agent? I'm a billionaire. I'm looking to buy 100 houses cash." Like, oh my God, you have a heart attack, whatever. You need to find your niche that's not in real estate. Um, there's a million things you can do. But join a club. And then kind of to recap. Recap because this is a longer video, but friends and family, brand yourself, physically and, on social media. Know your neighbors, okay? Just get out there and meet them. Find a reason to meet them, okay? Don't door knock and give them, just listed flyers. It's something else, like one time I was door knocking and I was passing out job fair flyers for a job fair that I had nothing to do with and I wasn't being paid for. I just wanted to give them something of value. So I was giving them job fair flyers and then my business card was stapled to it. Um,
nice.
Networking, talk to all your business buddies, people who own coffee shops. Even just say, "Hey, can I leave some business cards at your coffee shop?" Because you have to
I
talk
did
to
that
them.
actually. I left my stack of business cards in a coffee shop the other day.
Exactly.
nice.
Yeah.
Let me,
Go ahead.
Gary, hold on. I want to hear more of that. So, did you just do that, Michael?
I just did that, yeah, the other day.
Okay.
Yeah,
Have
so
you got any traction on it at all or
not
anything?
yet. No, nothing
Okay.
yet. There's
All right.
actually a bunch of cards. There's other people's cards, but I noticed I was the only real estate agent there. There was people doing like pottery and other weird stuff, but mine was the only agent. So I know the owner pretty well and all the people that work there. It's like a little hipster coffee shop down the street. So
Nice.
I just dropped it off. They said it's cool because I go there all the time. So and I talked to the owner and all the baristas that work there and said, hey, if you guys know anybody that looking to buy or sell, let me know and I'll leave my cards here. And they said, yeah, it's cool.
You know what? Another thing that I'd want to bring up. I know we're kind of going late on time here, but Michael, do you have kids?
Yeah, I got 3 girls.
I got one. I feel for you, man. They're tough.
Yeah,
I got 11-year-old going on 20, man. She's crazy. I love her
I
though.
know it's
Um,
crazy.
or do they play sports?
Not at the moment. No, I got a 9 month old, a 4 year old, and a 9 year old.
Nice.
Was playing soccer just recently.
Well, hey, man, another thing that I've done. My daughter plays softball.
Yeah,
Honestly, man, if you have the capital to do it, I sponsor her team. My logo goes on the
that's
banner.
smart. Yeah,
Yeah, the logo goes on the back of the shirt. Another great way to network, man, is I've gotten a lot of business out of that too. It's just you get to meet your local people.
yeah,
So you just start, oh yeah, oh, who's your daughter? Oh, Bella. Okay, what number is she? Oh, 4. Okay, yeah. So what do you guys do? like, like
yeah.
it's just, and then I coach too. Like I coach her too. So obviously I'm getting my name. I'm getting my name out there more, so people know who I am. So it's like you can do that too, especially if you got 3 girls and they want to play sports. Then
Hmm.
that's a great way for you to network, man. A
Yeah,
phenomenal way for you to network.
that's really smart. Yeah, that's great.
And I know like the sponsorship for my daughter's teams, it's really not that bad. I think it's like $380 or $400, but it's my name's on there. They know who I am. I'm coaching,
Yeah.
so it's a good conversation starter,
Hmm.
and it's a good way, man. I mean, utilize. I hate saying it this way, but it's true. Utilize your kid, you know,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, it's a tool. Yeah.
you
It's a
know.
good advertisement. Yeah.
It is. It
That's
is. It really
smart.
is.
Yeah.
You know? So
Okay. Well, great. I mean, Michael, do you have any training? I know we kind of went over everything pretty quick, but we still have like 5 or 10 minutes. Do you have any questions like for Torin as far as like where to start or anything at all? Like or were we pretty thorough on everything? Like, do you have any questions at all?
You guys are pretty thorough. What would you say, Torn, is like your number one way of gaining business that you notice out of all things that you do? What's like your
honestly, man,
go-to?
my go-to honestly is my neighbors, man. My
Your
neighborhood. That's
neighbors.
my and my friends, of course. Obviously,
Yeah.
with being able to network and family and everything like that, they are once you get the ball rolling and you get used to real estate, man, it's going to be very fluent, you
It
know.
flows
So
better. So
yeah,
you would
and then
say what kickstarted you to where you are right now today is your neighbors and close friends is what got
yep,
the ball rolling for you to just flow through real estate.
absolutely, man. And you know, like family events, because my friends are integrated into my family. So when we have big family events, my friends are coming. So it's like when you have a family event, people are going to ask you how's business, how's the market, always asking questions like that. So it's just constantly in front of them, always talking to them. Like I said, neighbors, I'm always talking to them. They're always asking me questions, and you're gonna get that a lot, man. Like hey, how's the market? Like, what's the interest rates right now? Like, oh, it's crazy right now, right? You're like, no, not really. I got this cool lender that, can get you an interest rate at this, and they're like, what? Yeah, like, yeah. If you want to buy or if you're looking to sell, you know, you're still in the market. It's good. It's a good market still for sellers you know so
Yeah, that's
it's
cool.
just things like that. It's just things like that, man. It's you got to be out, and this may not even be your niche, man, honestly. But if you're kind of a go-getter, you're an extrovert and you like to talk, dude, get out there, man. Show people what's up, and you will do extremely well with your SOI. You'd be amazed, at what can come out of it, so like Gary said, I'm not a cold caller, anything like that. I mean, I utilize the phones. Don't get me wrong, but I try and be strategic about it. If I'm going to give you my time to talk to you on the phone, then it's got to be worth my time, basically. So me getting out and talking to my neighbors and talking to my friends and family, so much easier for me, right? They already know you, you
Yeah,
know.
that's way
So
easier.
it's
Yeah.
yeah, it's way easier instead of someone getting on the phone and be like, "Stop calling me, blah blah blah." Like
Yeah. Yeah,
this is my
totally.
30th call of the day. This is ridiculous. And I'm like, yeah, I know, I understand,
Yeah.
but hey, do you need to buy or sell or what?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, Torin.
So
Well, I need to do all this stuff too. I grew my business with generating leads online and cold calling people who don't know me. So I mean, I personally, I think if I did this, I could double my business. And also, there's a lot of positives that come from it. You may have a cousin or a brother or someone you really don't talk to. Maybe you guys are on a bad note. So getting more closer to your friends and family, it's not only going to earn you more business, but also it's just awesome. You know what I mean? Like people with family is always number one, especially like in today's world. The world is kind of going to crap. So we got I think being close to our family is really important. I know I'm an introverted person, but I am guilty of not reaching out to family and friends and checking on them and seeing how it's going. So me personally, I learned a lot. And I'm gonna get out there and go pass out avocados to my neighbors and kind of go from there. Well, thanks,
That's
good
Torin.
cool.
I appreciate the training, man.
no,
Thank you,
absolutely, man.
Torin.
No, Michael, do you have any other questions, man?
No, that was pretty much it. You're pretty straightforward. I really like your style. That's cool. Yeah, a lot of good insight and information to take in, and look forward to utilizing some of those things.
I hope so, man. And I hope Marlene, I know you can't speak, but I hope you get to utilize that too, man. Get to know your neighbors, get out there, you know.
Okay.
You guys will do extremely well. I know I know this. So you guys trust me. If it's something that you can do it. You know, because you guys will be very successful at it.
Okay. Well, thanks, Torin. I appreciate you training my people. I'm gonna put this on YouTube so we can watch later and send it to the people who didn't get to come. But you know, if you guys got a lot of value from this, you know, maybe I'll bring on like another agent that's the master of, you know, using a hot dog stand to sell homes or something. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up, but maybe we can get a probate guy on here or for sale by owner master guy on here or a door knocking master guy on here. But if you guys got a lot of value from this, you know, when I put it on YouTube, give me a like and a comment and subscribe. And I appreciate you coming on here, Torin. Even though these aren't your people, but you're my people, so I really appreciate you, man.
Hey, we're all in the business to succeed, man. So that is not a problem at all.
All right, I'll have an awesome day, guys, and
Thanks, guys.
go call your friends and family.
Will do. Thank
Bye,
you,
Marley.
guys.
Take care,
Thanks,
guys.
Tor.
Thank you. Bye bye.
See ya.